will be your host, Stephen Kono, and I will be bringing you the best bands the Inland Empire has to offer. Giving you a full hour of their music and having them in studio for a live on-air interview. Only on Coyote Radio, right here, right now.
And welcome to another edition of Lunchtime Live, coming to you from the campus of California State University, San Bernardino. Today we're joined in studio by Sam, Tristan, and Xana from the band Flow Ethics. The band hails from Palm Springs. This show is being brought to you by Mountain High Resorts. Remember, Mountain High Resorts is the place to head for a full day of fun, whether you ski or snowboard. Mountain High Resorts in Wrightwood, bringing you Lunchtime Live. And without further ado, our host, Stephen Kono.
And we are back. Another Friday, another live episode of Lunchtime Live. We are here with Flow Ethics. How you guys doing?
How you guys doing?
Hi, thanks.
Hi.
You guys have been around since 2007.
Yep.
How did Flow Ethics form?
Go ahead, man. You can take that.
Okay, yeah. I like the story. What happened was actually we all had mutual friends that had a party. I didn't really know Tristan or Roman, who's actually not here today. We just had a freestyle session, and we kind of just clicked. Roman was already doing music on the side, and he asked us to come over to his studio, which was just a garage, and he asked us to come over and record a song, and that song turned into 4 songs, and then it turned into a whole album eventually. And then, Xana was kind of always around, just the singer. Everybody knew, like, at church or singing karaoke at parties.
So this question would go to Xana, since you're the vocalist. There's 3 MCs. You're the vocalist. You have an amazing voice that people really like. How did you choose hip-hop, or this style of hip-hop?
I've just honestly been open about music, and I really was into R&B and hip-hop since I was really young, and that was one thing that I never really got to get into until I was a teenager, because I was really forced to do classical training and things like that. But this was I found this as my opportunity to just take it, because this is what I really want to do. So
Flow Ethics was your kind of ideal, would you say?
Yeah, this is the music I would go for out of everything.
All right, and then for Sam and Tristan, what makes her the perfect fit for a hip-hop group, having a vocalist?
It was weird. At first, we just wanted somebody to sing one of our hooks, and she just gelled with us really well. Our chemistry was really well, and that's it. I mean, as a group, it's not just the music that has to do well or sound good. You have to have the chemistry as a band, and everyone has to get along to make good music.
For sure. The band says you guys are from Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Does everyone live in Palm Springs? Where does everyone reside right now?
Yeah, Palm
Pretty
Springs.
much, yeah, Palm Springs
I
area.
go to Palm Springs on the weekends, but I do live out here in San Bernardino just because I go to school here.
Okay.
But I do go back to Palm Springs.
Cal State.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And then I know you guys played a show here. Well, somewhat. Our promotions director, Will, you guys got cut short, but you guys actually had a big following that came to see you guys.
Yeah.
Is that usually what happens when you guys go play? You guys usually have a core group of people that go and watch you?
Yeah, usually, shout out to them first and foremost. Thank you very much for, always coming and supporting us. But it's hard to kind of get everybody together because of, whatever schedules they might have, whether it be work or school or whatever. But everyone that's been following us from day one kind of, keeps on point with our schedule and kind of tries to make theirs fit with ours. So every time we have a show, they're down to go out, they're down to roll out and support
Even
us.
if it's 2 hours away.
Because we're from Palm Springs, there's really nothing to do over there. Everyone wants to come
casinos,
out.
windmills.
Yeah, it's
Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice. We got Starbucks.
Marshalls.
We even got a pool.
I'm playing. No, I don't have much out there, man.
Yeah, so you got to go out to get the good shows.
Well, and then for live shows, back in the day, you guys said you had 5 people. You had 3 MCs, vocalists, and 2 DJs. Right. How do you guys go about getting your DJs now? Do you guys still say that that's your group, the two GJs, or you guys?
Yeah. They're still in it. It's just life goes on, and like, well, they're busy. They have their kids. They have their families.
Yeah.
And they have work.
So it's kind of like you guys just ask either one of them. We're playing a show.
Right.
Yeah. Not as often as now. Like he'll DJ for us when we do shows out of town or closer to the colleges. DJ Please, as you know, he'll spin for us, or we'll ask the DJ that's going to be at our next show to spin for us, because it's tough not having a DJ sometimes. But
basically, like, whoever has free time, you know what I mean? Because we're big. Everyone here, like, in the group is big on family. So we understand that fact, and we respect them on that level. So we're not trying to take away from their family time or whatever they got going on.
Yeah, so you just keep it open to whoever you...
Right.
Exactly.
That's good.
And then you guys have 2 CDs out. You have an EP. The latest one in 2010 was the LP, Flow Ethics LP.
Right.
We're actually going to go into a song, The Holograms on the Side, off your guys' LP, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that after the song.
Okay.
Yeah. Set free, baby.
Yeah. Live and live in color, it's your favorite MC. No holographic images to represent me. FE represent iron, so T represent heat. And that's what I'ma give you on each and every beat.
Holograms on the side. We keep it real from the west all the way to the PI. You can try.
So that was Holograms on the Side. You guys came out with your LP. Was it last year?
Yeah.
2010?
Yep.
2010.
How did you guys come about going about that LP? You guys have the EP, you guys have a mixtape, and then now that one.
The LP, we didn't actually have a real, a concept as a whole for the album in general. It was just when we first came together, we had just a lot of good songs that we wanted to put on. So that's why there actually is no album title, because it's not really telling like a big story, but it's just a lot of good songs.
For the most part, you guys have a sound like a Tribe Called Quest. It's like a more underground hip hop style.
Right.
What are you guys' influences individually that pretty much wanted you guys to play or be in a hip hop group?
Let you guys start that out.
Man.
Oh, God, there's so many.
Or it's like your top 5.
Let's see.
Okay. When I first started out, it's, I grew up on the West Coast, so it would be like, like Tupac, and like right now what really influenced me was the Filipino artist Bamboo, Blue Scholars. I'm really like right now, who influenced me right now is like Lupe and like J. Cole, and those guys like really push it. Even R&B artists like Bruno Mars, who's been in the game for a really long time as a writer, and now he just comes out. Now he's writing for everybody, and he even has solo albums. And but as our sound, as an underground artist like Tribe Called Quest, obviously The Roots, a lot of Chi-Town rappers, Kanye, Kanye, everyone hate all Kanye, dude, but he's a genius.
He makes amazing beats.
Yeah, his first 2 albums were crazy. I don't know about 808.
Is that pretty much everyone as a whole the same type of feel as far as background influences go?
I don't know, Xana got a bunch.
Yeah. I'm into like a lot of female artists, like Alicia Keys, Christina Aguilera. I do go back to Whitney Houston and like stuff like that, And that's, like I said, I just keep it really
karaoke singers.
I just keep it like really open, and I think that's why like I have like kind of a different sound, or like, but right now I also look up to Carrie Hilson. I like Bruno Mars as well too, because he's a really awesome writer, and Neo too.
Yeah, Neo,
but
really good.
Yeah, I just keep it open like that.
And then you guys also, you mentioned, I can see this because I'm here, but for our listeners, you're Filipinos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell from the radio.
Yeah. That's kind of a different background than most hip-hop goes. We're actually going to go into a break real quick. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about your guys' ethnic background and how it's received in the hip-hop genre.
Okay.
Lunchtime Live, coming to you from the campus of California State University, San Bernardino. Hey, if you're an artist or a band, or you know of one that we should be playing or speaking with on Coyote Radio, feel free to write to us at crmusic@csusb.edu. That's crmusic@csusb.edu. Lunchtime Live can be heard every Friday at 12 noon on Coyote Radio from our website and worldwide on iTunes under College Radio. The show is also rebroadcast Saturdays at noon on Coyote Radio and on iTunes. And on Tuesday mornings, you can catch this show again on Coyote Radio, on iTunes, and on television on KCSB TV Channel 3 in San Bernardino. You can also listen again to today's show. Sam, Tristan, and Xana are joining us. They are from Palm Springs and the band Flow Ethics. And here is your host again, Coyote Radio Music Director, Stephen Kono.
Yes, we are back. Right before the break, we got into how Flow Ethics, is a Filipino group that does underground hip-hop.
Yes.
How have you guys been received as a group when you play shows or you go out, or people just hear your music and they don't see your faces?
Underground or just doing these local shows or hip-hop in general, they're a lot more accepting than you would think. Although there sometimes is that you could feel the tension in the air, like, oh, those guys are.
Can they really spit the way they?
Yeah, and then when we get on, it's one of those things like, man,
it's kind of
can we collab with you guys?
You're just turning heads left and right.
Yeah, but it's slowly getting to the point where it's just about the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Through YouTube, you guys have pretty much two main songs that people are all about. The Billionaire cover, Travis McCoy's, and then the Dear Love. Is that your guys'?
Yeah, it's an original
song. I'm going to go way back to where one of my buddies personally heard it. He lives in D.C. He heard it and told me to see the video. It was the Cypher.
Oh, the Here We Go Cypher. Yeah.
Over here, right?
Yeah, it was over here. What was that Cypher about? Like, how does a Cypher come about? I heard it gets thrown to you guys, and then you guys have to do it or something.
Oh, you don't have to, but if you don't do it, it's like it's like your ego's on the line.
It's fun. I mean, it's not really like it gets thrown to you, but it's more of like, let's have some fun with it. Why not? You're here and it's what you do, and we do it for fun, so why not?
So how did it come about, though?
It's like how when bands just jam.
Uh-huh.
It's like that for hip hop. If people out there don't know what Cypher is, it's a freestyle session. You could just YouTube it. They're everywhere. Yeah. It's if you have a bunch of other artists that you don't know and they also do hip hop or they rap. It's a great way of like meeting people.
Really?
Actually, other artists, you could get a feel for what they are, what they're about, and the way it just comes about is somebody just hears a beat. Usually Roman, who's not here today, he's the one that always started off. Yeah. He'll see somebody and be like, oh, do it, go.
Yeah,
rap. I'm like, oh, damn. Yeah.
Thank you for getting us in trouble.
Sorry, Roman. Roman has to work.
It's all right.
Just sushi.
We forgive him. He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
Most bands that we interview, it's pretty much they have instruments and they practice together. They just jam out. How does Flow Ethics go about practicing? Do you got beats come first, lyrics come first, the style in which you guys want the song to go?
Like when we record a song?
Pretty much. Or how does the song come about? I mean, do you guys make a beat and then try to put lyrics to a beat?
Basically.
Or do lyrics come first?
It depends. Like if Sam makes most of our beats, so it's more like if he has a new beat out and then we'll listen to it and then we'll send it over here to Xana. It's hard. One thing is hard because she's always over here doing a school thing and then we're, back home obviously. So we'll send her a track and then she'll, put her input into it, flip it back to us. Sometimes we'll come up with a hook. Like we just can't wait, when you have something and you want to put it down, you're like, oh man, this is good, we need to put some.
Yeah.
But we don't have a beat yet. So then, in that case, obviously we do the lyrics and everything first and then put it to a beat.
So for the most part, who writes the majority of the lyrics?
Everyone writes
we all write all our parts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes Tristan, because he's really good at writing, he'll write a hook sometimes, or we'll come up with some ideas. But as part of lyrics, we'll all do our own parts.
Okay.
Writing
and beats is the same thing?
I make most of the beats.
Sam, pretty much. That's all him.
Well, Xana's actually getting a little better at it too.
Really?
She did a little bit a couple months or like a month ago, right? came over, taught a little thing.
And actual instruments-wise, she's probably the most skilled.
Yeah, she's the most talented. I can't play anything.
I mean, we're trying. Picking up a little acoustic guitar, but it's not really working too well right now. But she has like the piano and stuff, like on the Dear Love track on YouTube and all of that.
Oh yeah, you forgot you play piano?
She's talented.
You guys have been around again since 2007, a few years now. What was probably your most memorable show that you guys performed?
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, collaboration.
Shout out to the collab fam.
Collaboration Acoustic 4 was like 1,300 in attendance, I think, which is weird for us to get that show because we're not an acoustic band.
I know.
And it's an acoustic show, so that was the first time like getting a band together and
like 2 guitars,
composing the song. Yeah,
it was interesting. Yeah. It was a challenge, but it was a fun challenge.
It was. It sounded good too.
So you guys found musicians to go like with your guys' beats,
right? Well, we had some. We already had some. Like, we have friends. Yeah, a bunch of friends. We have an actual band. By the way, shout out to The Structure. Yeah. Jeff and Brian Coloma came out with us, and they played guitar for us. So, and we got together like a month or so before the show actually kicked off, and put something together for it. So
that's it.
And then you guys have the 2 EP. You have the LP. You also have mixtape tracks.
Right. Those are just things that.
What is a mixtape track?
It's kind of weird out there. Like, it started coming around like early 2000s mixtape tracks where artists that didn't want to go through big labels to drop songs, they just made free songs, but over other people's instrumentals. But now it's gotten to the point where people just make songs and just give them out for free, and they call them mixtape tracks just because. You know what? They just call them that now.
I don't know if that's what, because it's a mix. Because if you listen to a lot of mixtape tracks, a lot of them are composed of other people's instrumentals, and then they'll throw in some of their own originals in there that are like unreleased off the album. So I don't know if that's why they call them mix, but it's a mix.
Well, here's actually the Flow Ethics mixtape track back from the start right here on
up till now. You could switch the bullets as stupid as it sounds. She hit harder than an arrow. Click, click, plow, plow. And right now is the best place to be. I'm going crazy, your head case for she. Cause you all about the cash, girls. I'll put a smile on you, show you how to laugh, girl. Play your cards right, you might be my last girl. But I'm a fool for a nice body. Innocent kiss, touch, little bit naughty. And I'ma give it to you till your legs get wobbly. So, are we more than friends? Probably.
Baby, I haven't seen you in so long. I need to catch up and see you. Where did we go wrong? And all the time I thought that you forgot.
That was Back from the Start by Flow Ethics, one of their mixtapes. Is that something that you guys are going to do a lot of, or just keep doing? Just throw out a mixtape?
Yeah, just whatever we feel like.
Keep the fans kind of, or whoever's listening, if we have fans.
Yeah,
we have fans. It's we just like to put music out without having to put out a bunch of money.
One of the things that we're really trying to do right now is just up our YouTube game. Because obviously it's free media. We really don't have as many videos as we would like. So, we're trying to probably be on the lookout.
YouTube is crazy, man. People like YouTube. Not like Justin Bieber, but like YouTube is just crazy for anybody.
Blew it, though.
Yeah, props to him, man. Yeah, it was YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
We're going to throw this into a quick break. After the break, I'm just going to get into what do you guys have planned for 2011 shows, music, mixtapes, future.
Cool.
Music videos, you name it, right here on Coyote Radio.
Are you starving for some authentic Mexican food? Look no further than Rosa Maria's in San Bernardino. From tacos to enchiladas and their official garbage burrito, they're sure to keep you coming back for more. Rosa Maria's is conveniently located at 4202 North Sierra Way in San Bernardino. You could phone in your order right now. Just call 909-881-1731. Great service, great food, great prices. Rosa Maria's, fresh Mexican food. If you know of an artist that you think should be featured here on Coyote Radio or in particular on Lunchtime Live, let us know. CR Music at CSUSB. That's the letters CR Music at CSUSB. Much is the case for the band that is joining us today, suggested to us by listeners. We have in studio Sam, Tristan, and Xana with the band Flow Ethics, playing their music and learning a little bit about them. the band that hails from Palm Springs. Here again is your host, Coyote Radio Music Director, Stephen Kono.
Before the break, we got into what you guys have in store for 2011.
Oh, well, we have a big gig in Seattle, May 1st and May 2nd, for Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. They heard from us. We got a lot of big exposure from the collaboration show, and they emailed us saying, and it was kind of too good to be true, because they're flying us out, they're doing all this stuff for us, and
it's the first time doing that too. Ever.
That's like our biggest. That's like our biggest thing this year.
Hi, Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. We have obviously, besides the gigs, is our next album.
Yeah, right.
Which is called
Heroes in Disguise.
It's called Heroes.
Drop that this year. Date is yet to be determined.
Okay,
it's pretty much finished, but we gotta
make sure it sounds
tighten
good.
up the screws on there.
I actually want to get into more. I want to hear more about the Seattle show, the new CD coming out. I don't know if you guys have plans of a music video. You guys said you're big on YouTube. You are, to me, big on YouTube. That's why I'm talking about it, you guys.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to go into another song by Flow Ethics, You Make It Real, right here on Coyote Radio.
I'm with this, up and under this, to show everyone that I'm just loving it. The love is almost as unreal as it moves towards labeling us as lyricists, but we move towards people who is feeling this, making me.
I've lost sight of where I'm meant to be, like holy water washing over me. You make it real for me. I guess there's so much more I have to learn. If you're here with me, I know it's
now, you guys got invited to the Seattle show. Is that, what kind of show is that? Is it like you guys are just headlining it? How many bands are playing? Do you know?
Yeah, well, I got a little sneak peek of the flyer. They're still working on it. It's a Asian Heritage Festival, Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Festival, which celebrates Asian Americans, and it's not just hip hop or music. They have cultural acts like dance troupes or even martial arts groups that are coming on to showcase their talents as well. But there's also other bands, but we're headlining it as a whole. They just like our sound, I guess.
And then you guys talked about a new CD dropping this year. Do you guys plan on having that before or after?
That's the goal.
Or is it be like a CD release date when you play it?
We're gonna release it right there. No, I'm just playing. Scratch that. No, but I think the goal at the beginning of the year was to get it out before, because we had already known. So to get it out before the actual show, we were gonna try to.
We can promote our album there.
Right, and then release some of the tracks on there and do some of the songs out there. But how it looks right now, we're kind of not. It'd probably be pushing it. So
I hope so. Hopefully, we'll see.
But hopefully,
promoting yourselves. What is your guys' outlet? I know you guys use YouTube.
Oh yeah. Anything that everyone knows, like Twitter, Facebook. All the social networking sites we've tried. I mean, MySpace, we started, everyone was like, then it disappeared, whatever that is.
Got my account.
You haven't signed on, though. You haven't commented to be back. Yeah, word of mouth. The best way to do it, though, really is to do shows. And that's where we get all of the experience, because we got, even though where we lack in YouTube or whatever that is, in anything, we make up for doing our live gigs and just going out and going to do it and saying yes to everything. You can't, as an up and coming artist, you can't deny or you can't say no to an opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's probably like the best thing that anybody could do is just do shows.
Well, our listeners can hear Flow Ethics, of course, on Coyote Radio, but plug some of the places where, if they can't go to a Flow Ethics show, that they can go and hear your guys' music.
You Sam, plug all of them.
Plug all of them as much as you can.
Mainly Facebook. Not Facebook, I'm sorry. Our music is on Bandcamp. It's flowethics.bandcamp.com. YouTube, youtube.com/flowethics. But Bandcamp is where you can get all of our free songs that are out, all our mixtape songs, and our EP, which was free. And I guess you could just Google us if you can.
And YouTube, of course.
Yeah, YouTube is like
What is the do you know the backslash to your YouTube?
Yeah, it's Flow Ethics TV.
Okay, so YouTube/Flow Ethics TV.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And the Bandcamp is flowethics.bandcamp.com.
So anybody else who can't go see him or misses him on Coyote Radio, of course, go check out those sites.
You miss us.
I would for sure definitely go try to see you guys live. I appreciate you guys coming in. The time is up. 1 hour has gone by that fast. I appreciate you guys. Flow Ethics in the studio. But before we go, we're actually going to go to the very last song here on Coyote Radio, I Got You by Flow Ethics.
Yeah. Flow Ethics, once again. You know who it is.
Yes, I
Holla. Yeah. She always got that reflective effect. That seems to be the effect.
I got him wrapped around my finger, yep I do. I got him crazy strung, he doesn't care about what he's gonna do. I can make him go around the world, back to the same exact spot. I got him, he says I'm all he's got.
And once again, I just want to thank Flow Ethics for joining me in the studio on another episode of Lunchtime Live. Again, check them out. YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, Google. Pick one, you name it.
Asian Avenue.
I appreciate you guys coming in here.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Coyote Radio, for having us.
Radio.
We really appreciate it.
And we are out of here, right here on Coyote Radio.
Y'all know who it is. It's Flow Ethics. Once again, let's get it. Now people say it's amazing when they peep the flow. We got the beats and the ranges that'll keep you slow. I got that same feeling about a week ago. I seen you, same reason I can't see you go. Cause even though I'm not the type to let my feelings show,